We have heard much about Kashmir issues this morning, and I guess now most of you are very much clear the Indian face and its role in the Kashmir conflict. What I would like to talk about is what we mostly don't talk about reasonably, or at least not reasonable enough that could grab the attention of the world community. So those are the Kashmiri voices. But first I'm gonna just tell you what is conflict and what kind of conflict actually the Kashmir conflict is. And quickly, it's going to be a quick walk through the corridors of the history in solidarity with the people of Kashmir to know a little bit about their struggle. I have to read it from here. So first thing, I'm a great fan of words, because words are those, I bet those instruments or tools or weapons that really bring the change that usually we expect from a lot of weapons. So here is that nothing is more difficult and therefore more precious than to be able to decide. And this is exactly what Kashmiris are missing for 200 years almost. So conflict, in the broadest sense, it signifies the incompatibility and the incompatibility of subject positions. What you can see is that what is at the heart of the conflict is always incompatibility and difference. And then just as we hear about the conflict, we always think that probably every conflict is going to be violent, but not necessarily. It has the tendency and potential to escalate and become violent, but not necessarily every conflict is violent to begin with. So a little bit of a theoretical perspective on it. Theory of conflict resolution addresses deep-rooted causes of conflict that are structural and cultural. And if you look at it closely, the Kashmir conflict, you would find both in there. These approaches heavily rely on the human needs theory, that is a guy who gave his name is Burden, and it's due credit we should give to the writers or the model creator. So he distinguishes between values, needs, interests while interpreting the conflict. As per the theory, there are certain things that are negotiable, but there are other things that are not negotiable. Among the non-negotiable or the non-negotiable things are needs. So needs of the people are not negotiable if there is any conflict resolution mechanism. What are the important needs? Security, identity, recognition, food, shelter, safety, participation, and distributive justice. Now these are the things you can precisely see that Kashmiri people are missing. And that is why they have put up this fight and struggle, not like since centuries, 200 years, just as we've heard it this morning, but for the last 4 decades, you are very well witness to it. Quick history, you can see that on the slide, a very unfortunate and sad reality that since Mughal period, Kashmir has never been ruled by Kashmiris themselves. And then first those were the Mughals, then Afghans, and then Shaykh, and then Dogra. So that's that historical moment where the fate of the British India was decided. There is a long history, and I'm sure most of you would know that, but that's precisely where the conference was about the partition of British India. So on the eve of the British India, what happened that Kashmir was one of the princely states which was given the right to accede to any of the dominion of their choosing because they were the princely states and basically were not part of the British India. So they could not divide it or maybe just put it somewhere in any dominion. So the right was given to the Kashmiri or the Kashmir to decide for themselves. But at that time, Hari Singh was the ruler. Unlike other princely states, he wanted to keep Kashmir independent. And what he did was that he made a deal or an agreement with Pakistan. He couldn't make that agreement or deal with India. So the trade was happening between Pakistan and Kashmir, but it had its independent status. But then at the breakout of the war, what happened that Hari Singh had to ask for help from India, which it did. But at what cost? It was at the cost of signing the instrument of accession. And what was the instrument of accession? So the instrument of accession aligned Kashmir with India. And that is the point or the moment where we would say the fateful struggle of the Kashmiris started, at least for their self-determination and right to choose for themselves. Later, Kashmir was given a special status in the Indian constitution, like they would remain independent in all other things except for three heads, that is defense, foreign relations, and communications. But unfortunately, this status is revoked by India in August 2019 now, and you see that situation or the conflict is even escalating to a violent conflict in the wake of this recent development. Now here is the irony. The then Prime Minister Nehru, giving his, he was talking to All India Radio, and after the instrument, like signing the instrument of accession, what he pledged was that we have declared that the fate of Kashmir ultimately has to be decided by the people. That pledge we have given, and the Maharaja has supported it, not only to the people of Kashmir, but to the world. We will not and cannot back out of it. So it is the moral imperative for the India till today to have that neutral plebiscite in Kashmir. This was the promise. Now, Kashmiris basically have raised their voices against the discrimination or suppression, subjugation of different rules, and historical documents are there to record that. So it's a Mughal era, and then Muslims or government Kashmir against discrimination in Dogra rule. Recently, you would see the comparatively recently, armed struggle of Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front is brutally turned down by the Indian government. Now it has resorted to the brutal methods of oppression such as physical violence, torture, fake encounters. So what I feel like that the media has to play the key and significant role in framing this issue to the world so that its resolution become a reality. Like we have made it since morning we've been hearing quite a lot about it. So complaining and blaming and all that set aside, if you need to resolve it, media is considered and given the status of the fourth pillar of the government these days. So I guess they have to play their role in framing this issue appropriately, reasonably to the world. If at all, it has to be resolved. Thank you very much.